Alright, hey guys, this is a normal inverse distribution question. So for this, you definitely need a stats graphics calculator. So as I said, you're gonna get yourself into the stat mode on your calculator and then distributions, normal, but this time we're gonna do inverse. As you can see, there are a few things we need to put into the calculator in order to be solving the question. First is tail, whether you're looking to the left side of the distribution curve or the right. Area is the probability. I might write that down for you. But as a decimal, probability as and standard deviation mean are the same, and then you just press exe to get your answer. So always start by sketching your tree diagram. Let's do this question here with the trees. Normally distributed with 2.3 meters, so we know that the mean is 2.3. Write that down. And standard deviation is 0.2. 10% of trees are determined too short to be felled. What height would be considered okay for a tree to be felled? Alright. So let's say all the trees are distributed like this. All the tall trees are to the right. All the short trees are to the left. You have your mean somewhere here in the middle, right? 2.3 meters. So if there are trees that are determined too short to be cut down, then you're looking to this side of the curve. But the question's asking what height would be considered okay for a tree to be felled. So that means this 10% is actually this area here, or it's 0.1 as a decimal. And we want to know what that height is. Alright. So here's what you're going to do in your graphics calculator. It's always good to let the examiner know what you are thinking or putting into your graphics calculator because we can't see, right? You could say something like, using graphics calculator, my tail is to the left. That is because we're looking at this left side of the curve. And area is 0.1. Remember I said area is the probability that's given to you in the question. Mean and standard deviation are just 2.3 and 0.2. So we're just going to put those in here. That's your answer. So if they're saying x is 2.04 meters, you're gonna write that as a sentence because it's likely that these questions are going to be merit questions. Rounding in this context is important because we're looking at the height of a tree. So you could say something like 2.04 meters would be considered for a tree to be felled or cut down. Nice. We'll just quickly look at another question while we are still doing inverse normal. So I've got this question here from 2018, I think. If you want to pause, give it a try yourself, go ahead. But I'll just get started. So pay close attention to the wording. So normal distribution curve once again. This time we're looking at temperatures. So obviously more to the right means hot, more to the left means cold or, well, lower temperatures. So right in the middle is mean, and the mean is 11.6. Standard deviation is 4.8. Alright, so people in Reefton talk about the hottest 1% of days as being scorches. What is the lowest possible daily temperature for a scorch a day? So we know that we're already looking at the right side or the hotter side of the curve. Even though they're saying what is the lowest possible daily temperature, we are looking at this value here, and the area that's given to us, the 1%, is to the right of it. Because the more to the right you go, the more hotter the days, but they're saying what is a cutoff point? When can you start saying that it's actually a hot day? What students generally tend to do is, because it's saying what is the lowest possible daily temperature, you immediately think, oh, I need to look to the left side because it's asking for low temperature, but that's not what they're asking. So just pay attention to the context of the question. Cool. So all you gotta do is, 1% is 0.01, not 0.1. Great. We're gonna use our graphics calculator. Remember, to get out of the screen, you just press exit. Cool. So the tail, this time it is to the right. So this could be a working out. You just say using graphics calculator or using GC. Tail is to the right and area is 0.01, and then mean is 11.6, standard deviation is 4.8. You've already written that. You do not need to write that again. Cool. I'm going to change that to right, so you press F2 to change it, and then, oops, area 0.01. (22.7 degrees). A scorcher day, blah blah blah. Okay, you get the idea. So that's one variation of, once again, this is a mere question. That is one variation of an inverse normal distribution question. The other one is where they ask you to find, they'll give you the x value, but they will ask you to find either the mean or standard deviation. Sometimes they could ask you to find both, but that's quite rare. So in the next video, I will show you how to calculate the mean or the standard deviation when the x value is given and one of the others is given.